Hello and welcome to everybody. In this 14th session, we will discuss emotions. While kids' emotions are important, equally important are our emotions as parents, our emotional state in general, and that while dealing with our kids. A successful delivery of the baby itself is a blessing. For many parents, the first baby after a while, a baby in their lives, etc., may in and itself be the most delightful experience of their lives. On the other extreme, babies may be unwanted quote unquote intrusions for some people, while others may be indifferent. In any case, arrival of an offspring is a life altering moment and filled with emotions. As indicated in the introduction video, the latter category of people should consider if they even want to procreate. In infants, you as parents deal with a limited range of emotions. They smile and are happy to see you, hear your voice. They cry when they are hungry, are in temporary pain or discomfort. In general, they're confined to a limited space until they start crawling and trying to walk. They may occasionally scream, and most of the baby talk or dialogue is by mommy. Normally, very little emotional issues unless there are challenges during childbirth, ailments like ear infection, indigestion, and or medical issues that can cause distress. For minor medical issues, get advice from parents or peers. For major ones, try to stay strong with family, friend support, and maybe network with other parents going through similar pain. Time is always the great healer. Infants start walking and talking back. Oh, the mercy. No is a very common refrain in the 1 to 3 age group, even for little things. The infants are trying to grow into the cool and older toddlers and hence go through these emotions. They're also rapidly learning to walk, run, play in the park, and learning the behavior of various people, starting from you as parents, their biggest role models, other kids their age or slightly older, other relatives, and friends. Parents are generally amused by infants and toddlers who unerringly imitate their talk, actions in that most cute, baby like way. Ah, when toddlers in 3 to 4 age group try to continue, it is not so amusing as it is in the 1 to 3 age group. Especially accentuated if the older kid is about 4 and the younger one is in the grown up baby range of 1 to 3. Too many no responses lead to irritation, anger, etc. Remember, the infant is growing up and tends to be rebellious. Don't take it too seriously enough to hurt your ego as a parent. Allow the kids some latitude but stay firm where required. For example, tantrums beyond a point, especially in public, should not be tolerated and be nipped in the bud. For parents, it is a milestone transition to see their infant or baby growing up into a toddler. Remember, the earlier an unacceptable behavior is stopped, the less heartburn required to stop it when it has grown out of control. But don't lose control yourself. Flip side is where parents dote so much that their kid can do no wrong. Such kids are spoilt and may end up bullying other kids. Be very conscious by constantly benchmarking your parenthood with your childhood and with other peer parents and kids for reality checks. These are exciting times and emotional times for kids and parents with kids entering part-time and or full-time school. See earlier kids 4 to 6 and 6 to 10 videos. Kids go through the emotions of separating from their parents, but as is their wont, they adapt very quickly since A, they're kids, and B, they meet an ocean of other kids of the same age and thought process. What a way to connect! The emotional changes during this age are rapid and often short lived. The younger ages have not yet learned the vices of jealousy, hatred, anger, and so on. By inheritance or from eldest siblings or from peers/their elder siblings, traits like meanness, possessiveness, selfishness, and emotions like being a whiny baby, tattletale, etc., naturally develop. Kids, importantly, move away from parents and flex their independence away from the quote unquote clutches of parents. For parents, especially helicoptering ones, it is painful to let go, but you must do it as it is the natural order of things. Other traits and emotions of kids should be tolerated as long as they are within the boundaries of your own family culture and generally acceptable culture. See earlier cultural video. How do you know if your kid and or you are out of line emotionally? Or what are the emotional do's and don'ts? Do's. Be emotional in showing love and caring towards your kids. The display varies by age. For example, kisses on the face are acceptable even in public in the infant to maybe early toddler age group. May change to publicly hugging only for older age groups. My kids did not like to hug before entering school when I would drop them from grade 1 onwards. Understand and importantly empathize with the kids. To you, it may be silly, but for them, it is very important. Try to never belittle or mock where they feel embarrassed. Stay as impartial as possible when dealing with two or more of your kids who will invariably quarrel over all kinds of issues. The eldest one will always feel she has to give in, and the youngest one always feels entitled to everything. Sigh, such is life. Be calm and firm both in dealing with physical injuries and mentally stressful situations. Kids are remarkably resilient and can come out of most situations in a very short time. Can you? Be careful with your language, especially in online meetings and on the telephone. Kids pick up habits, especially bad, adult, quote unquote cool new ones, in a jiffy from you, the role model parents. Restrain your anger and be patient as much as possible. For example, think of all the times your colleagues, boss, and interns or new employees, especially from the much maligned millennial generation, frustrated you to repeat the same thing. When you grin and bear it, why can't you be patient with your own flesh and blood who is much younger than adult millennials? Spend time with your family, kids. Remember, you as parents are the kids' anchor for all emotional distress, including bullying by other kids. They won't open up to you if you never have time for them. Don'ts. Don't be mean by showing adult behavior and expecting adult like response or behavior from the kids. Girls and boys have different levels of maturity at different ages. For example, sarcasm until a certain age is lost on the kids. Don't be friendly to the extent that they don't respect you as parents, adults. It is very important for you as parents to always show that you draw a line at some point. Don't allow yourself to be pushed around. It is one thing for your 2-year-old daughter to twirl you around her pinky for her little treats, and quite another for your 10-year-old to dictate your car or home buying, for instance. Don't freak out or get hysterical, especially over little issues. Based on your own past experience, learning by observing and discussions with parents, peers, change yourself to take less stress. Kids are remarkable at reading and feeding off of body language and facial expressions than just visual cues and expressed words. Don't be stingy with the help provided to your kids. Draw the line in helicoptering, spoon feeding, and so on. Some spoon feeding is required, and you shouldn't hesitate to provide in the name of independence or self learning of the kids. They're called kids for a reason and are not adults. We will discuss the emotions of older kids in another video. Emotions are an emotional topic, pun intended. They are not very difficult in the younger kids' age group due to general simplicity in emotional behavior. Remember that you as parents have passed through the under 10 age group long time ago as kids yourselves. Though the times have changed and screens have emerged as powerful influencers, kids' emotions, maturities are age old and remain approximately the same for same age groups. Do you remember your initial emotions, especially the more intense ones? Generally, happy or sad? Are your kids getting at least a good share of the emotions that you had as kids, instead of you and them being stuck in front of a screen? Despite instant gratification in this digital age, emotions are not complete with a like or an emoji, nor can be resolved at the speed of a tweet. Enjoy an emotion filled life and have fun with your kids. In the next video, we will talk about development. With that, I would like to sign off and we will meet again sometime next month. Thank you.